Hello there, Capricorn, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today I'm doing your November general reading. We'll take a look at the overall energies for the month of November, and then we'll go to the tarot for some more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create or resonating with the message, I would really appreciate it if you would consider like, sharing, or subscribing. Okay, let's get into your reading. We're going to start with the Sacred Soul Traveler's card. We're in Scorpio season now, so it's just, a time of a renewal. So let's see what we have on the horizon for you. Cleansing waters, purification activates vibrant life forces. That's perfect energy for Scorpio, right? It's about going ahead and allowing, belief systems, past experiences. You've gone through the retrogrades, the Libra season of trying to bring balance into your life. And now it's stepping into, okay, I've done that. I'm cleansing that. I'm allowing it to go away because I have a wandering path ahead. Really nice. Enjoy the journey. It's about just, going with the flow a little bit. Capricorn, you are such hard workers, right? So it's a little bit about allowing what is coming onto your path to come, and not trying to perhaps set too many expectations for what the future brings. It's kind of like allowing this new. It's letting the old kind of go to the wayside and allowing whatever new is coming in to come in. So let's see what oh my goodness, look at this. Oh my gosh. Okay, on the bottom, fork in the road. So you have a decision ahead of you, a decision to go in a new direction. So we have come to the edge. This is like the Fool card, right? It's about taking the risk to go in a new direction, to allow the past to stay in the past and say, okay, I'm done with that. I've learned my lessons from that. Be grateful for those experiences, and then just saying, okay, that's in the past, and now I am ready to go in a completely new direction. Because we have the thinker and then milk and honey. So this is about you thinking about what really makes you super happy. It's like, what is my dream life? And contemplating that. And I think that there is also this thing about thinking about the past and how did you used to think of your Ten of Cups? Was that really your Ten of Cups, or was it kind of the Ten of Cups that you grew up with in your family setting, or because of your past experiences, or because that's what society told you to do? It's about going within, really thinking about it and asking yourself, what is my Ten of Cups? I want to go in the direction of my Ten of Cups, not what my parents think my Ten of Cups should be, not what my family thinks, not what, society thinks, my friends think. What is my Ten of Cups? And then really kind of reflecting on that and asking yourself, what is it? And then allowing it to come in, like putting it out to the universe that you want to follow your own Ten of Cups. Okay, your own wishes and dreams. And it could be, that you are having to make the decision to go not on the path that you initially thought you were going to go on, because that was the path that you kind of had in the past because your family or friends or society had chosen almost for you. And now it's a direction of going in onto your own path of creating exactly the life that you want to create, and being willing to risk it all, right? In order to go in a totally new direction. So let's take a look at your present energy right now. Six of Cups. Yeah, you're looking to the past. You're looking to the past and trying, I think this is where your decision is. Your decision is, do I follow that path of my childhood dreams, or do I follow the path of where I am today after all of these experiences? After the lessons that I've learned, do I want to stay on the same path that I grew up with, Or do I want to go into the path that my heart is calling me to go in? Because underneath this, we have mending. And, a lot of times I feel like this is mending a relationship. I feel like it's mending your own heart because you have gone on this path of just like following what was expected of you instead of creating the life that you really wanted. And here comes a change in the wind, right? It's kind of like, that path was okay, but, my heart isn't singing with joy here. And it's like you get this intuitive message, I think, really from your heart. It's about, I have to go in the direction of my own heart, whatever that means. And sometimes that's really difficult because it does mean that you have to leave behind people or places, situations that, were ingrained. Let's put it that way, ingrained in your thinking. I guess that's what it is, right? Ingrained in your thinking. So your obstacle is the King of Pentacles. You're concerned about money. You're very concerned about money. And Capricorn, I think this has been coming out in your readings quite a bit lately, about this over concern about money. It's as if you feel perhaps that your value is tied to money, or you feel like if you go on this brand new path, right, you won't have the financial stability or wealth that you always dreamt of or you thought was expected of you. On the bottom, Ace of Pentacles. It's like a new offer of the way that you think of money. It's making a choice about how you're going to think about money from this point on. It's kind of exciting, and yet at the same time, I can tell that there's some anxiety. It's kind of like, am I really going to do that? Am I going to change careers this late in life? Or, just really, it's kind of interesting because on this, there's a fox. And whenever I see a fox, I think of, wise, sly, somebody that's very clever. And if you look, there's like a map there with a compass on it. And it's like the fox is looking at the map. And it's kind of like, okay, here's the compass. I feel like the compass maybe is the direction that you've been following. And it's kind of like the fox is looking actually, kind of at us, at the camera, right? And kind of like, am I really going to go that way? A fox has something, underneath that we have first light, beginning a new cycle. I feel like the fox is like, this is the map that I was given at one point in my life. And you may have helped create this map, right? But it was created because you got bits and pieces of information from external sources. And so this map was created. And it's kind of like, you know what? I'm throwing the map away and I'm just going to wander and see where I go. And it's not that you won't, Capricorn, I know you're going to want a map. So it's kind of like, it's not that you can't have a plan or a goal, but it's also this sense of allowing, about not sticking exactly to the plan. Yeah, because look at this. You have Page of Cups and Ten of Pentacles on the split. So this is talking about, I feel like this is loving yourself, loving your own heart, and trying to find that happy, stable life that you want. It may mean that for some of you, it's not about the money so much. This over concern about the money may have something to do with your value system or something like that. But it's kind of like changing your outlook about money is also the way to get to your true happiness. It may have something to do, because we have a lot of pentacles here, that your work has to bring you financial wealth, and you're staying in a job perhaps that you're not really happy about, but you just feel like, okay, I have to do this because I have to make this money. It's the only way I can be financially stable. It's about like having these blinders on, right? That hard work brings me money and financial stability, and all of a sudden taking off the blinders and going, oh my goodness, there's all kinds of different ways I can use my skills, my talents, my gifts, and still make money and have financial stability. It's almost as if you are looking at this map and saying, no, I can't defer from the map. I have to stay on the plan. I have to stay on this plan. And it's kind of like, that's like a blinder, right? I'm not going to look at any other options. I'm just staying on this plan. But your heart is like, no, like there's something else that your heart wants you to do. Your soul is calling you to go in a different direction. So let's see what the advice is. Knight of Cups. It's really about loving yourself, giving yourself the permission to dream beyond the map that you've been given or you've created for yourself. It's like dreaming beyond that. It's about actually taking some time to think about what is your perfect life? And then how can you get to it? What is it that you need to do in order to get there? It could be that you're kind of almost in the sense of thinking, for some reason I'm getting the sense that maybe you think that your job, especially if you're like in a corporate type job, some kind of job that's 9 to 5, you may be feeling a little bit like that job, or perhaps you're banking on an inheritance or banking. It's kind of almost like you're banking on your financial stability on something that's outside of you, whether that is working for like an establishment of some sort. So it's kind of like, oh yes, well, I'm going to stay here because I'm going to get my pension and my health benefits and all of that. And that is part of the 3D world, right? But it's also about, are there any other options for making money? Do I have to really stay in this job that is really gut-wrenching and soul-sucking, right? And stay in this job so I can get this pension at the end. It's not that you want to throw the pension out if you're really super close to it, but at the same time, it's kind of like, how much longer can you allow your work to drain you? That's it. It's how much longer can you allow your work to drain you? If you put a time limit on it, okay, I have to stay in this job for the next 6 months. But in the meantime, I'm going to be looking at other options. I'm not saying you have to quit your job today, but it's allowing your heart to sing and listening to your soul, listening to your heart and saying, okay, I gotcha. We're going to throw away this map, or we're going to create a new map and see where that takes us. Okay, so let's see what the outcome is. Knight of Pentacles. It may be a slow journey, but it's going to be progressive and it's going to be stable. So that means you're not going to quit your job one day and then win the lottery the next. It's not that. It's because it's really about changing your belief system and really getting back tapped into what your heart is desiring. Yeah, soul, abundance, joy, happiness, money, financial stability. It's all there. It's what you want. It's like you're holding yourself back because you're feeling like you can't change your path for some reason. You could have maybe you had a friend that changed their path and it didn't work out, right? You're like, ooh, I don't want that to happen to me. But that is their journey, right? It's about, I think it's a little bit about getting out of the dreamy state, the dreamy state of almost kind of, this is a little bit dreamy, the dreamy state of just thinking that if I stick to this path, everything's going to work out. It's about really going back to what is it that you really want out of life? What was it that you wanted as a child out of life, right? And then, you're probably sitting there going, yeah, but I put myself on that path of what I thought was my true joy, and it didn't work out. Okay, it didn't work out. So now it's time to go in a different direction. You're not, okay, the message I'm getting is you're not the same person that you were before. Whether, as a child or 5 years ago or whatever, you're not the same person. You've ascended. You're a different, more enlightened person. And so it's time to kind of like recognize that the map that you had before doesn't meet the person that you are today. Yeah, you're attached. You're definitely attached. For some of you, you could be attached to what your idea of true love is, of celebrating life, of what it was that you wanted out of life. Like you're so attached to it that you're not willing to come to the edge and go in a new direction. This could be, a relationship that has ended and you're just still attached to it, or attached to, what you grew up with, thinking about a romantic connection or about your life in general, what your 10 of Cups was, what it is that you wanted out of life. Perhaps, family, children, and now you're at a point where it's kind of like, okay, there's something else I want to do. Maybe you want to travel the world, or you want to go on some great adventure, and it's kind of like, okay, they don't mesh, right? And it's like, that's okay. It's time to go ahead and cleanse that old wish and dream that you had in the past. It's okay to say, you know what, that just doesn't fit me anymore. It fit that old me, but it doesn't fit the new me. That's really hard. Okay. It's kind of like if you've ever seen like a documentary on somebody that has lost a tremendous amount of weight. Okay. So say that they were overweight most of their life, and then, they lose the weight, and then they look in the mirror and it's kind of like, that's not me. Well, I feel like Capricorn, in a way, that's how you're feeling. Your soul is, or looking at you in the mirror and saying, okay, this map that we have here, it just doesn't fit anymore. Look, the fox is like looking at you and saying, this map, it doesn't work anymore because you have ascended. You're not the same person that you were. So it's okay to change the map. It's okay to go in a new direction. Okay, so let's see what this King of Pentacles is. Yeah, you're wanting to walk away from something. Ace of Wands, you're wanting a fresh start. Look, you're wanting this. Your soul is wanting this. This is what you're resisting. For some of you, it could be that you were in a relationship that provided financial stability, but this relationship isn't working anymore, and you're just having difficulty walking away from it. Or this could represent like your own wanting of financial stability or wealth, okay? And what that means to you. What does that provide for you? Say you wanted a lot of money because you wanted to buy a big fancy house and have a, spectacular car and, perhaps, have a lifetime partner and children and a dog and whatever, right? Whatever that money, that financial stability meant for you, right? It was all tied up in the money. It was all tied up in how much money you could earn. And now it's kind of like you're walking away from that. It's kind of like recognizing the money doesn't really bring me joy. Like there's this sense of if I have enough money, I'll be happy. And now all of a sudden, for some of you, you could have made the money, right? And you're like, okay, wait a minute. I'm still not that happy, right? Okay, I can buy the fancy house and the car, but still not that happy. There's something about needing to walk away from what you think money brings for you. And here's the judgment. This is that fork in the road. It's like a soul decision to allow yourself to let this old paradigm go ahead and leave. And realize that it wasn't that you were wrong in the past. Sometimes we think, oh, if I've changed my mind, that means I was wrong in the past. No, you weren't. That was your path at one time. That was a good path for the person that you were then. It's just that you have ascended. You're a different, more enlightened person. And, in a lot of respects, the world has changed too. So it's like society's views have changed. Your family's views may have changed. And so it's about going ahead and embracing that and just saying, yeah, okay, that math doesn't fit where I want to go in the future. And getting ready to love yourself, to love your soul, to be willing to go and learn something new. It's kind of like this sense of adventure. I have to go learn something new, go in a new way. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, Five of Swords, you're up in your head about this. But look at this. It's about walking away. Look at this is the Ten of Swords. She's walking away from the past, not even looking at it, right? She's going to love herself enough, and gender doesn't matter. I'm just saying she because of the illustrations. But she's going to love herself enough, right, to walk away from whatever it was in the past, and it's really about belief systems. And this allows the wheel to turn, a wheel of fortune. Blessings come in. When you allow them to come in, when you allow yourself to put down the idea that I have to work 9 to 5, 5 days a week, and, I have to do it every single day. And I can't take a mental health day because I have to work really hard. Because if I don't work really hard, then I'm not going to make enough money. And if I don't make enough money, then my whole map goes right out the window. It's about taking a good look and seeing how do you have to change your map. And with this, you get your confidence back. For some of you, you may feel like you've lost your confidence. And the reason is when you get into that position of feeling like, okay, I've lost my confidence, I don't feel like myself, it's because you're sticking to a path that no longer fits the person that you are today. You're just kind of like keeping yourself in this box. So let's see what this Knight of Pentacles is. Oh my goodness, love it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, justice. You everything comes into balance for you. When you allow yourself, like for some of you, you may feel like, oh, if I quit my job, then I have to get another job right away. Okay. And for some of you, you can't quit a job and not have a job, right? But it's about allowing yourself to realize that this process may take some time. That you may not go from the old map to the new map overnight. That it might need some time. And Capricorn, I know you're kind of like, no, I have to be on one map or the other map. It may take a little time to transition from this one map to the other. And it's about being really compassionate with yourself and allowing yourself to wander and not to feel like I've made a mistake. Because part of this is gaining your confidence in making decisions for yourself. Because a lot of you are following the decisions others made for you a long time ago, whether you realized it or not, right? It's just the way that, you were brought up or, the surroundings or your experiences in the past. by allowing yourself to kind of like go on this new path and know that it may go slow, but it's going in the right direction. That's the nice thing about the Knight of Pentacles. It's going in the right direction. Look at this. You get inspired. You get that spark inside of you. If you don't feel that spark right now, it's because you're on the wrong path. And then your options start opening up to you. Like right now, you're feeling like there are no options. But when you decide, hey, I'm going to go on a new path, I'm going to start looking for other options. Things that are no longer on my map, right? They're not on this old map. I'm going to start looking for other options. What are the other options? Because right now you have your blinders on, so you're not looking at other options. And then look at this. Like you get your long-term happiness. This is your new belief systems. Look at how happy he is. He's sitting there. He's euphoric, right? Because it's like, okay, I've changed my interior belief systems. I think for a lot of you, you're probably going through a major transition, and it's a little bit connected to money or the way that you make money, or your thinking about money, your self-worth wrapped up with money, or the material objects that you own. And you're just changing. You're changing, you're growing. It's really exciting. And yet at the same time, there's always growing pains, right? You're probably like, yeah, but, all my friends and family think that it's about you choosing for you. What's the right direction for you? Okay, so we have Creator Water, celebrate your wins, and your past supports your future. Raw intention. It's about going back to what is it that your heart really wants. Creating water, create water. This is about creating love for yourself. Think about your job. Like when you go to your work, are you filled with love and passion for what you're doing? Or is it kind of like, no, okay, I'm clocking in, I'm clocking out, give me my paycheck, that type of thing, because it's about getting back into being emotionally attached to your work. Celebrate your wins, and your past supports your future. I think that this is really important. I think Spirit's bringing you this message because it's kind of like, yes, you are leaving behind a past paradigm. You are changing. Your soul is evolving. But the thing is that don't feel like the past was a mistake. The career that you chose initially, if you're changing careers, or the relationship, or the things that you thought you needed to own, or the people you thought you had to have in your life. Don't feel like because you've changed and you're stepping into a new world, okay? Don't feel like this was a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. It helped you to learn those lessons. It helped you to grow so that you could step into this new world, that you could be prepared for it. So I think that the true message here is don't feel like your past was a mistake, because it wasn't a mistake at all, Capricorn. Okay, it brought you so much experience, love, joy. It's just that you've outgrown it. It's expired. The expiration date on your past has expired. And it's time to go ahead and listen to your heart and figure out where it is you want to go next. Recycle. Learn from the past and apply it to creating your vision of the future. I think that there is a lot about this. Taking a good look at the past and maybe actually sitting down with a piece of paper. Having a piece of paper and having two columns. One says past and the other says future. And write down all the belief systems that you started out with. What was it that you started out with? Years ago, maybe. Decades ago for some of you. Okay? What was the belief system? What did you want out of a relationship? Out of family? Out of what kind of friends? What kind of traveling did you want to do? What kind of work did you want to do? And then ask yourself, okay, that was me when I created this map. And now in the future column, right? What is it that I want in the future? What is it I want? Not what is it everybody else wants for me? What is it that I want? And really sit with that, because I think that'll help you to possibly see how you have changed and how this map that you're still using to guide your everyday life is no longer working, right? It's about creating a new map based on that future column, not based on the past column. Well, Capricorn, really exciting. I get a lot of positive energy out of this reading, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I would really appreciate it if you consider like, sharing, or subscribing. And I do wish you much love and light in this situation and all your situations. Bye for now.